Hello, it's me, Russell, and I'm pretending to be a French explorer underwater, not too dissimilar to Jacques Cousteau maybe, who knows.
Apologies to all of our French viewers out there.
Going underwater can be dangerous. While it's possible to drown in just a few centimeters of water, the ocean depths present us with an entirely new set of dangers to be wary of.
Since the days of ancient Greece, people have longed to visit the underwater realm. While early attempts were constrained by how long you could hold your breath for, by the Victorian era we had started to develop ever more elaborate contraptions to help us access the deep. The first heavy-footer dive suit was made in 1819 by a German called August Sieb. These early suits used weighted boots to allow the diver to sink to depths of up to 160 meters, while a hose tethered them to a pump on the surface. Too frequently, the surface pumps would fail, but before the unfortunate divers succumbed to a lack of oxygen, a much worse fate awaited them. You see, the surface pump not only provided the diver with air, but also equalised the pressure at depth. Without the air pressure from the pump to keep the water at bay, the diver's body was at the mercy of the crushing depths. As a human body is more compressible than steel, the diver's entire body would be forced up into their helmet. When Jacques Cousteau and Émile Gagnon invented the self-contained underwater breathing apparatus, or scuba, they ushered in a new era of untethered diving. But pressure is still an issue. As scuba divers breathe pressurized air, gases are forced into the diver's blood, much like carbon dioxide being forced into a fizzy drink. If the diver then surfaces too quickly, these gases depressurize rapidly until bubbles start forming in the diver's tissue, resulting in a painful and sometimes fatal condition called the bends. In 1960, Swiss oceanographer Jacques Piccard and Don Walsh, a lieutenant in the US Navy, made history when they piloted the Trieste bathyscaphe down to almost 11,000 meters into the Mariana Trench. At that depth, there was the equivalent of an entire hippopotamus pressing down on every square centimetre of the bathyscaphe. If the Trieste had been unlucky and got a leak at 11,000 metres, seawater would have started to spray in, but the jet of water would have been so pressurised at that depth that it would have cut through the men like a laser through butter. And if the Trieste had completely imploded under the pressure, Piccard and Walsh would have been crushed into a human smoothie in less than a second. Gross. Visiting the Mariana Trench is so dangerous that only 4 people have made the journey. Compare that to 550 astronauts that have been up into space, and you start to wonder, which is the harshest environment, outer space or the bottom of the ocean? Can you see my nipples in this? Are my nipples too far out?